Good evening everyone and welcome to TTL F1 Season 14 Round 2 here at the Chinese Grand Prix at the Shanghai International Circuit. I'm very thrilled to be here once again. I'm GemsHead14 for those of you who might be tuning in and don't know this voice. I'm going to be taking over the commentary once again tonight from Kieran. Still on holiday he is. He'll be back next week of course to take you through the action. But until then, you're stuck with me for the evening. And coming into tonight, we have got championship standings from the first race in Australia. Was it in Bahrain? Australia? I don't know which one. But Lyronix on top, 26 points. Spike in second on 18. Navy in third on 15. Sean in fourth on 12. Cooper in fifth on 10. And Alan Kay in sixth on 8 points. That is the standings, the driver's standings from last week. And just to confirm the constructor standings as well while we are at it. Racing Point clearing the lead on 41 points, Mercedes on 18 points, Ferrari in third on 12 points, McLaren in fourth on 10, and Alfa Romeo in fifth on 8 points. And we have got 14 drivers already here tonight ready for the Chinese Grand Prix. And if you did join us on Tuesday night for TTL F2, well, by God, you would have seen probably one of the races of the season there. In between dry and wet conditions for the majority of the race. It was in between the delta times for most of the race. Go back and watch it after this because seriously, it was such a good race. Really, really good race indeed. We have got now 15 drivers. Let me take you through once again. 16 drivers in fact now. Everyone joining in could have a big attendance here tonight, which is fantastic. We've got Sean in the Ferrari teaming up with Mays, of course. Good to see Mays back after his illness. Hopefully he is recovering well. George is in the Williams as well. We've got Cooper in the McLaren. We've got the two Scotsmen, Toro Rosso, S. Graham and Uzi. Recon in the Haas alongside Crazy Legs there. He's just below Plaster, who was teaming up with Cooper, of course. In the Racing Point is Lyronix. We've got Spike in the Mercedes. We've got Fate in the Renault. Alan Kay in the Alfa Romeo. Jack in the Mercedes are teaming up with Spike once again. White in the Red Bull. Good performance from him last night. Of course, he did win TTL F2. I might have just ruined it for you guys. Nexus Iceman in the Williams. The GOAT, a returning figure to TTG, which is fantastic to see. And of course, welcome back, GOAT, from everyone here in TTG. And we've got Charlie as well. So we've got 18 drivers here tonight at the Shanghai International Circuit. And just before we begin, let me inform you of the practice results that I've received from the practice session that was taking part in. Only 7 drivers in the session, but if all goes well, we'll be seeing Lyronix on pole position with a 1:33 flat on a set of medium compound of tyres. Mays in second on soft compound of tyres, 0.8 seconds off the pace. Then we've got Sean in third, a second off the pace. Crazy Legs in fourth on a set of mediums. Sean again on a set of mediums as well. S. Graham in fifth on a set of softs. George in sixth on a set of softs. And Alan Kay off the pace. 6.7 seconds down in the end in mediums. Just to confirm, S. Graham and George were separated by 0.14 1.5 seconds off the top. And the result, I'm sure, will be posted out in the chat if they haven't been already, which I think is where I got them from. But 18 drivers here tonight. Put down, of course, in the comment section your top 3 that you are predicting. I think it's going to be such a good race here tonight. I'm not going to predict the top 3 at this stage. It is 8 o'clock. We should be getting going very, very shortly. Let's have a first check of the comment section. Hello to Lyronix and hello to Recon. Hello to Saint as well. That is LR Cooper. Recon saying Lyronix is the pace for multiplayer. Lyronix has the pace for as multiplayer also changed. I'm not sure what you get by that, Recon. If you could reword that, that might make a little bit more sense because I don't really have a clue what he's on about. Uzi has just rejoined back. He is in the Toro Rosso, I do believe, alongside S. Graham. Yes, he is. And Ivan Brito tunes in and says hello as well. Good evening to Ivan. Hopefully everyone is doing well tonight. And of course, if you're unfamiliar with the Shanghai International Circuit, first Grand Prix here was held in 2004, same with Sakia International Circuit, and it was inaugurated. The current lap record around this track hasn't been broken yet. It's a 1:32.2 set by the legend that is Michael Schumacher, and that was in the inaugural year of 2004. 56 laps normally. We have got 28 or 29 laps here. I think it's 28 laps here tonight for a 50% race around here. 5.451 kilometres in length. That equates to around 3.6 mile in the end. And the rest distance, of course, well, that doesn't bode well at all because it's not a full race. But DRS detection zones, there are 2 DRS zones on this track. We have got one down the back straight between turns 13, the hairpin, and turn 14, the hairpin at the bottom of the straight. And then we've got a DRS straight on the start-finish line as well. Very technical track this, especially through the middle sector. Turns 9 and 10 take a lot of getting the double left-hander, and I think that might be the corner where you watch out for. And you could, of course, see people spinning out of turn 4, maybe even at turn 6 as well. But that is just the rundown of what's going to be happening into qualifying, and it's looking dry, which is similar to what we saw in China last night in TTL F2. Of course, intermediate conditions played out. It was anywhere between dries and inters. We have got a lot of comments coming in. I don't know if that's also the case. The pace of the cars has been improved by 1 to 1.5 seconds in the new update. I don't know if that's the case in multiplayer. I haven't really been trying out these F1 cars in the new patch, so I'm about as new as this as possible. Of course, we didn't have the new patch for TTL F2. And it is going to be dry, says Maze, which is all important. And I think that is definitely wise. I'm just having a look. I think it'll depend, really. If there has been an improved performance update, I think it will depend on the track, and it will depend on, really, the conditions that you are doing qualifying in as well, and obviously the race as well. S. Graham is the first driver out on track. I'm just going to continue to go through the comment section before we take you through a lap with S. Graham. In Canada, I'm P1 in the world, says Recon. And hopefully Canada is on the list of tracks here for TTL F1 tonight. But 18 drivers, full credit to everyone turning up. We have got a couple of guys missing, I do believe. Ollie, I know, has recently left the team. We wish Ollie well in his future endeavours, whatever that might be. Hopefully we'll see him in some capacity going forward in TTG, and I would love to see that as well, personally. But as we get towards the final sector, S. Graham out on the set of soft compound tyres. 3 sets of tyres out on track. I'm just going to pick out a couple of other guys that might be on different tyres. So S. Graham is on the softs. Got George there perfectly placed on the mediums in the Williams. And we should have hards as well. So Sean and Lyronix also running hards. So a bit of a mixed strategy going on here for some of the guys. S. Graham down into turn 14, about to start a lap here. Let's take you on board then of a lap around the Shanghai International Circuit. It is going to be dry, there is blue sky starting to appear, the sun is trying to get out. Very overcast and cloudy, but S. Graham comes across the line to start his lap. Of course, DRS is open. He has been using up his ERS a lot on his out lap. I normally tend to use it when you're coming towards the end of your out lap, and then into the final couple of corners. I just slow down a little bit and then just change the ERS. And S. Graham failing to do that, it seems. So he might run out of ERS come the end of this lap. But looking through the first sector so far, it's been quite good. 24.6 through the first sector. I do love the braking boards on this track, and pretty much every single track that you go to now on F1. S. Graham then reaching turn 6. Coming through turn 7, I thought there was a tiny bit of rain there. I'm not sure if he's invalidated or if this is this could be a high fuel run, to be honest, from S. Graham, the Scotsman. Through turns 9 and 10, the double left. This is not looking too bad at all. And there's definitely not rain out on track at this stage. I don't know if people might be seeing that as well from the viewing content, if somebody could tell me, actually, if it's going to be raining in this qualifying session. I don't think it is, so we should be fine. should be set fair for conditions. S. Graham then, running down the straight, can reach in excess of 200 miles an hour, but look at that ERS, as I said at the start of his lap. He's down to 1% ERS, he's in between 2 and 1%, he's down to 0, and now under the braking zone, he'll begin to harvest up that energy again to be used at the end of his lap. I do believe we've got George came back into the pit. We've got the likes of Sean and Ironics also on a lap. S. Graham around the final corner, comes across the line at 33.7, so that is not a bad lap there at all. Here is Spike. Spike is about to come around the final 2 corners. In fact, he's through turn 15 and now through turn 16. Jack goes at 31.4. Spike going to be nowhere near that. This might be an invalidation, in fact, from Spike. No, it's a 33.3 from Spike, so not bad. Lyronix and Sean. Lyronix is invalidated. Not sure about Sean. He's reaching the end of his lap now. He's on a set of hards. He's going to go slower than S. Graham here. 34.3, so not a bad lap there at all. Charlie through the final corner on a set of mediums and spins it into the wall. Loses control of the car through turn 16, and Charlie is going to have to go around for a full lap of the track without any end plates, and in fact without any front wing, because there you go, that is what happens if you spin it, and it's a 47.8 lap, what could have been there for Charlie. Got TTG White on a lap. Uzi, the fellow Scotsman of S. Graham, he's about to come around the final couple of corners now. He's round the final corner, in fact, and goes 9th with a 34.9. White then is on a lap running down the straight. Looks like he's invalidated this, which is a shame. And yeah, he is. He's going to prepare for a lap. But Jack on top, Recon second with a 31.6. Good lap from him. And Fate in third at this stage. Lyronix 32.6, newly appointed captain of the TTG F1 squad. I have to get that in because it's fantastic. And of course, if you did not know this, Lyronix has been racing in league racing since 2011. So quite a few years under his belt, about 8 years under his belt for Lyronix. He was 13 at the time. He's now, I think, 21 or 22. So Lyronix showing why experience can pay off, and he's there. 32.6 on a set of hards, only 1700ths off Fate. So not looking too bad, and gives us a little weave there. He must be listening to the stream. There we go. Sean is coming into the pits, but Jack on top, 6 minutes through, about a third through the qualifying session here. Jack, Recon, Fate, your current top 3. Of course, if you do have any predictions of your top 3 and possibly a one to watch in qualifying as well, do get them in. Use the comment section for that. I don't want to be scrolling through Twitter messages and all sorts like that to try and gain something there, but absolutely fantastic for Jack to be on top, 31.4 at this stage. We have got TTG White coming towards the end of his lap. Through turn 13, he's running down the back straight at this stage. Can reach in excess of 210 mile an hour running down the straight. Of course, his his connection can be a little bit raggedy at times, but just watch out for that. George is on a 1 bar. I'm not sure if that's because I just put on my iPad there. White through the final corner, could be challenging Lyronix for this lap actually. White across the line, 32.9, so he's second out of the hard runners. 3.5 second improvement on his invalidated time, so he improves up to 5th place. There's a McLaren coming out the pits, which I do believe is, was that Recon coming out the pits? No, sorry, it's Cooper coming out the pits. LR Cooper coming out the pits. Let's see if George is on a lap. He has, he's just started a lap coming through turn 4 and 5. Looking good under the brakes. 24.4 through the first sector. Very respectable first sector there for George. Of course, opting to go soft compound of tyres first. Of course, softs, mediums and hards are the 3 compound of tyres that we have available to the dispense of the drivers here tonight in TTL F1 Season 14 Round 2. And you don't know who I am, I'm JamesHead14, once again commentating on the action for you guys. Kieran McGinley will be back next week, so if you're a fan of him, then you're going to be stuck with me for 1 more week, and then he's back next week to take over from myself. I could be there next week as a co-commentator. I'm not sure what next week holds on the commentary front for TTL, but I've really enjoyed commentating on the guys out on track. We have got limited guys out on track at the minute, majority on their outlaps. George is coming down to turn 14, the hairpin. Brakes at the 100 metre board. Doesn't lock up, which is good to see. Of course, assists not really being used here for TTL F1. George coming around the final corner. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. I wouldn't be worried about that at all. George across the line, goes 10th. 4 thousandths off Sean on a set of hard. So respectful lap there by George, and he is just under 3 seconds off Jack. And there's quite a vast array of times that we are getting involved in here. Cooper then, just starting a lap. Let's take you on board, coming through turn 1. Looking good in 6th gear there. Running out wide off the camber of the corner through turn 2, now through turn 3. Now into turn 4. Cooper looking good. He's on a set of hard compound of tyres. The worst of the compound of tyres, really. It is more durable than the rest of the tyres. It's 24.5 through the first sector. I would be aiming for around Gort Sean if I was Cooper, to be honest, with this sort of lap time. But he has got the nerve and he has got the steel to be determined and actually try and get up further, possibly towards Spike and S. Graham. Could be on his mind as well. But LR Cooper, of course, he is head of the Livid Academy, and apparently there's been some sort of thing going on with Livid. I don't know what has been going on with them, but something has been going on, which I will go to in my own time, but hopefully nothing too serious on that front. As Cooper comes through turn 13, that corner is very tricky. If you lose the back end or run out wide, you could be going into Narnia. We have lost Charlie from the session. He is disconnected from the session, which is unfortunate. He's got 8 minutes to get back in. Well, probably around nearly 9 minutes, to be honest, because there is a timing glitch, of course, in qualifying. Cooper then, through the final corner he comes. He's reaching the final corner now. This is looking good. This is going to be ahead of Spike, I think, with this lap. And perfectly ahead of Spike. It's a 33.1. So, as I said, in around Spike. Nexus Iceman, good to see him back as well in the league for Nexus Esports, of course. 33.4 his lap time. Just 300ths off Spike. He'll be looking to improve on his lap. And he's through the final sector, in fact. Is he improving? Spike will improve. Goes second. 31.5 from Spike, only 400ths of a second off his teammate Jack. And look at how the top 3 is planning out to be. 2/10ths of a second separated as Jack goes quicker. 31.3. I was just about to say that was 2/10ths separating the top 3. It is now 3/10ths separating the top 3. Jack on top, Mercedes looking out the front row at this stage. Spike in second, Recon third. Fate in fourth, he's just started a lap. Got Lyronics coming into the pits. There's White in sixth, Cooper in seventh, next Iceman in eighth. That's Graham in ninth, the Gort in 10th. On his return back to TTG. Let's see how he gets on then coming through turn 16. The final corner awaits for the Gort. He runs out of VOS. Shouldn't be worried about that at all. Looking good this lap actually. And just goes in behind TTG White. He'll be very happy with that. Very nice lap there indeed from the Gort. Cooper, Sean is just preparing up for the lap. Next as Iceman has been knocked off slightly. And in fact, was that by Sean improving? 33.3 it might have been. That possibly could have been. But there we go. TTG Jack on top. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. Not sure who that is at this stage. The bottom 7 drivers, in fact, including Charlie, who has disconnected from the session, are all still in the pits, which is quite interesting to see. I'm just trying to pick on somebody that might be on a lap here. There's nobody of note that is on a lap out of the top 5, top 6. White is on a lap. The Gort could be on a lap. Sean's on a lap, actually. Let's go on board with him. Through the middle sector. Through turns 9 and 10. Reaching the end of the middle sector. It's looking good from Sean. He's got to watch out on the ERS front, though. He's 3/10ths down, and that's what might be costing him here. He has been, of course, setting the time. 3:33. He is 3/10ths off in this middle sector. He's got to find something special, possibly through the hairpin at turn 14, to try and gain that time back. And I think he has pretty much given up. He'll be coming into the pits. So then, let's go on board with TTG White. He was 6/10ths of a second up in the first sector. Through the middle sector. Oh, he's 1.2 seconds up. He's 1.2 seconds up. This is only going to get quicker and quicker through the final sector as well. So TTG White is on one here. Are we possibly going to see a very low 31 from TTG White? It's looking good at this stage. He's got plenty of ERS. Using up ERS mode 4, which is overtake mode, does gain you the speed down the straight line. 210 mile an hour under the braking zone. Looking good. Down into the braking zone, locks up slightly, just slightly aware of the curve, but White going well. Now, through the final corner, TTG White pushing for Jack and Spike's time at 31.3. Gets a little bit sideways, but he's going to go Paul! 31.1! Great lap, low 31 for TTG White. Great lap from White, 31.1 even. And that will take all the beating for sure. Jack and Spike and Recon possibly going to be splitting them. Fate is on a lap 2/10 off. I think he might have backed off this. We'll just check with the Portuguese man and see if he's coming in. But White, Jack, Spike, Recon, your top four, separated by 0.5 of a second at this stage with 4 minutes to go in qualifying, as Fate is in fact going to come into the pits. We have got drivers on laps that haven't currently set a lap. We've got Plaster on a lap and Mays on a lap as well. For Plaster then, trying to improve on his finishing score from last week. Of course, he didn't really score, I don't think he scored any points in fact last week, if I recall. Yeah, he didn't score any points last week. Plaster, he is in the McLaren. Cooper did pick up 10 points, of course, last time out in round 1. But Plaster on a lap currently, coming through turn 8, now through turns 9 and 10. This is looking good. Giving you a bit of variation with the camera angles now as well. This is looking good though from Plaster. The 52.8 through the middle sector. I'd be putting that around about Sean Nexus Iceman sort of time. There is a yellow flag in sector 1 and sector 2. Not sure if somebody's getting out of the way or if there's been a spinner. I'll try and get that to you. That might be why. George, it's in sector 3, so I can only assume he's spun at the final corner. That's the only thing I can imagine there. As Plaster reaches turn 14 at the hairpin. Looking good. Got a little bit of VOS left as well, which would be to his advantage come the end of the lap. 40% left on his EOS front. Plaster through the final corner, attacks it nicely. Great stuff. Plaster across the line, 33.5. So 13 hundredths of a second off Uzi there. So not a bad lap at all from Plaster. So just goes in behind the Scotsman who's preparing for lap. Mays is coming across the line, goes 13th, 33.5 as well. So he's 22 hundredths off Mays at this stage. None of the big protagonists, the main contenders, are on a lap currently. I think we might have Crazy Legs on a lap reaching the end. Yep, he's around the final corner. Crazy Legs on a set of mediums. Coming around the final corner. This is looking good. Look at how quite close it is actually. Invalidates to 34.2. So he would have went ahead of George in 15th place there with that lap. Alan Kay is coming through the final sector. I think we might have somebody ahead of him actually out on track. I'm not sure who that person might be. Crazy Legs retires from the session. Alan Cadle is on a lap. He's reaching turn 14 now, the Irishman. Of course, former TTG Academy manager, taking over from being taken over from by yours truly. So I'm on the lookout for new potential signees for the Academy, and of course TTL F2 and TTL F1 will give me a great indicator for that. Alan Kay comes across the line, improves by 7.5 tenths nearly there to 35.4 on a set of softs, and he is roughly around 1.1 seconds off George. Don't think he'd be too disheartened with that. Of course, Charlie and Crazy Legs behind him. Charlie's still yet to join back the session, I do believe, which is a shame. We have got quite a cluster of cars coming through the final sector into turn 14. Next to Iceman is among them and pushes. Was that Sean going out? No, I know it was Maze. Nexus Iceman just pushing Maze out of the way there. That was caught on stream, and if I thought that was deliberate, then I think so. He was on a lap at a 33 flat, but no excuse. Whether you're in a lap or not, you do not force a driver out the way at all. That is just unsportsmanlike. It really is. Totally unsportsmanlike. A shame, really. Through the first sector, some of the top guys are on laps. We've got Lyronics on the lap. Let's focus on the German. Let's focus on the German. Lyronics recently appointed TTG F1 leader, and he's a second up. A second up. Of course, remember, White was 1.2 seconds up at this point through the middle sector. So Lyronics could be aiming for around the Jack White sort of area. If somebody breaks into the 30s here, it's really going to be some sort of a special lap. Running down the straight now, in between turns 13 and 14. DRS now opened. He has got plenty left. I think he's got more left than what actually could be. We're not going to be seeing Sean, Uzi, Mays, Charlie in the session. They've completely finished their laps. We have got quite a few drivers still on laps though. Gort not improving. Lyronics through the final corner. This is going to be a real contender for pole. Lyronix across the line! 31.2, falls short by just under a tenth of a second. Just under a tenth of a second separating. We have got Jack, who is improving by 4/10 of a second. We're going to have our first 30 of the night if he doesn't mess up the final corner. Jack through nicely through the final corner, and it's a 30.7. What a lap by Jack. Spike on a lap. He's improving by 3/10. Is he going to improve a position? He does. He goes a tenth off Jack. Mercedes front row at this stage. White is on a lap, only improving by 700. Recon improving by 3/10 in the middle sector. Through the final corner, attacking it nicely. He's run out of EOS, comes across the line. It's a 31 flat from Recon, improves by 5.5 of a second. White then is on a lap. He is the only one that's left there out on track. And he spins! He spins out of turn 14. I think attacked the power a little bit too much there, White. It's costly. He's going to be on... he's going to be in P4 at the start, but it is Jack and Spike, that Mercedes front row once again, compared to TTL F1, and we'll run you down the full order in qualifying very shortly indeed. But what laps here in TTL F1? So let me run you through the... And Jack on top by 1.5, beating his teammate Spike to pole position. Recon starting on the second row of the grid alongside TTG White. What could have been if he didn't spin there? Lyronix in 5th, Fate in 6th. They're starting on the third row. Iceman and Goat starting 7th and 8th. Good respective laps from them, but miles above the rest, the top 5. Cooper and Sean starting hard to mediums respectively, 9th and 10th. Uzi and Plaster on the 6th row of the grid. Maze and S. Graham. Then we've got George and Alan Kay, Charlie and Crazy Legs. And it'll be interesting to see how Cooper and Sean try to fare on the set of hards and the set of mediums. Of course, we are promised a dry race, so it could be potentially proving into something quite extraordinary here. And hopefully you will get to see the great action that TTL F1 gets to deliver. But it is formation lap time, and it is dry. Vast changes 48 hours later from the TTL F2 race, where I was commentating on complete and utter madness right from the get-go. So this is going to be a bit of a change, but looking at the comments, plenty of support for Fate, which is good to see. Charlie saying wheel and pedal issues, staying on would most likely ruin aces as my brake was not working properly. It's a shame to hear that, Charlie. It's a shame to hear that. Hopefully the issues do get fixed and we do see you in a TTL F1 race very soon. And Recon also coming in and saying that tyre overheating is crazy. And tyre overheating, I think, is definitely crazy around this track. Because if you are on the soft compound of tyres, then you are going to be affected for sure in the first half of this race. We have run down. We are waiting for players. I'm not sure if somebody has got a connection issue here. I hope it's not me that's got the connection issue. But we're just waiting for players at this stage. I'm not sure if we've actually started the countdown. I think we have. Definitely saw it ticking down in the top right of the corner. So we'll see what happens here. It could be somebody's game has froze and they're going to be leaving the session, which would be a shame. But there we go. Hopefully it is not a problem from the lobby's end. Hopefully it's not a server issue. Tim saying, Recon, good job. I'll try and beat your lap in Canada. Gauntlet being thrown down there from Tim in the comments section. And of course, if you do want to predict your top 3, please do. Hopefully we will get to see a race here tonight. I don't think it is me that is causing the issues. And if it is, then I do really apologise for the issues that have been unfolded by myself. But everyone, I think, it has to be somebody that is either joining the session, possibly, is thingy coming back. There we go. There we go. Everyone on the grid, and we're about to get started. Yeah, so it was just removing Charlie off the grid. It was just removing Charlie off the grid. False alarm, and we're back going here tonight. Oh, could have been connection issues galore there, but as I stated in the previous build-up to this, on the formation lap has now begun. The top 8 are starting on the set of softs. These guys will do well to last 7 or 8 laps around this track, I've got to be honest. They will do very well indeed to last 7 or 8 laps. Hard and medium compound respectively for Cooper and Sean. That same judgment is followed by the bottom 7 drivers: Uzi, Plaster, Mays, S. Graham, George, Alan Kay and Crazy Legs, all on a set of medium compound of tyres. And I think, run this track for sure, I think it's definitely the best compound available to the drivers on track. The hards can make it quite long. Is Cooper going to opt to go possibly hard, mediums and then softs come the end? Possible 2-stop, I would imagine, there for Cooper at this stage. He could go hards, mediums, mediums. He can do whatever he wants, as can the other drivers out on track. My top 3, by the way, just on pace, on race pace alone, I think White is going to nick this from 4th place. He proved in TTL F2 on Tuesday night that he has got the pace around this track. That was in different conditions, I know, but I think White has got the legs to win this. So White is going to win. I think Ironics is going to be 2nd, and I think Jack is going to be 3rd. No discredit at all to any of the other drivers, but that is my personal top 3. One to watch out for coming from the back, I would say one to watch out for, possibly the likes of Uzi and Plaster from 11th and 12th there on the 6th row of the grid. Just watch out for them, because it could prove very interesting indeed, and hopefully no contact is made on lap 1, or indeed on any other laps. We want to see clean and competitive racing, as I know that is what TTL F1 and in fact TTG loves to promote as well. And that's not just because I've been saying that at all. But as we come in, and it is good to see one of my former drivers and fellow F2 driver, Storm 2006 UK, tuning in. I think it's his first time here tuning in to the stream. So good evening to him as we get ready for lights out, and away we go, hopefully. There is a lot of lag being kicked up. I think that's from Fate joining on the grid. But here we go, perfect camera angle. We are about to go green here in China. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. We're about to go racing here in China, and it's lights out and away we go. Good start there by the Gold. Cooper getting a good start as well, but Jack has got the break from the line. 2.5 tenths lead into turn 1. Recon trying to go around the outside of Spike, trying to try him. He's got the traction out there. There's been a spinner in the background. Fate is round. George has been caught up in something as well early on. The mid-pack battle beginning to unfold, but Jack has got away early on. 5.5 tenths of a second. Recon attacking for second. Lyronics are side by side on White. They're going to be going side by side down into turn 5, the braking zone, and very close to contact there. Recon holds on to the position, and White is through on Lyronics. White defends that position on Lyronics. Lyronics though up the inside line, returns the favour. He's back up to 4th. The German gets the half Australian, half Italian driver, but Jack is away, 8 tenths out in front, leading his teammate, and Spike holding up a little bit of a train possibly. Recon, Lyronics, White, Sean all in behind. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. Fate is off in the gravel there, which is a shame to see. The Portuguese driver is off and possibly even out of this race, but I do believe it might be a desync that is occurring, because I can see that the timing screens do not add up at all. Now they do add up, as we have seen him move further down the field. Mays is losing positions on Crazy Good Legs and S. Graham. Of course, Mays not really finding the wars. He's been in the wars with the illness, of course, as was proven in TTL F2, didn't attend there, but he's doing a good job. He's 14th at the minute. He's trying to fend off Alan Kay. We see moves in the background. Cooper has got the Gorth. He's back up to 9th place. We see Ferrari off spinning in the background. That's Mays, unfortunately. I think a bit of commentator's curse kicking in there. End of lap 1, and Jack leads 7 tenths of a second. Spike in 2nd, and then Recon in 3rd, Lyronics in 4th, White in 5th. We have got a desync. Mays has completely desynced. He has now crossed the line. Hopefully that will fix itself. But Mays has desynced. But just to reiterate on that, as we see Recon trying to attack Spike here for 2nd place. Lyronics has pulled away from White respectively. It's about 6 tenths of a second separating 4th and 5th at this stage. Sean on the set of mediums doing a good job. Next is Iceman and Uzi just in behind them. Cooper defending well off the Gort, and Plaster on the background as well. Let's keep on board with this then for 9th, 10th and 11th. Of course, the points going to be very crucial to these guys Championships hopes. Of course, this is only round 2 and we're only 2 races into the season, as I say, but hopefully if you really get a strong performance in here tonight, then I think you are going to be going a long way to trying to secure the championship. Back on board with the battle for 4th. As that gap just fades away a little bit. Lyrox is getting closer to Recon here down the straight. No DRS enabled this lap, however. Overtake mode in operation. Spike is closing on Jack as well for the lead of the race. Not going to go for the move. Lyronix again not opting to go for the move, but Recon's run out wide. Recon has run out wide. Lyronix gives him room, and Recon, in fact, not dangerously rejoining there. He'll slot in, I think, in behind White, and that is good sportsmanship there, shown by Recon. He's just joined in behind White. It could have easily been a lot of contact there. You see it in other leagues that there is contact made there when dangerous rejoins do occur, but Recon showing the sportsmanship of TTG. Purely, there is the desync again from Maze. Hopefully it does get fixed, but I reassure you, Jack and Spike really close to each other, in fact. 2/10 separating coming out of turn 4. And this is looking good at this stage for these two, the Mercedes. They're leading by around 1.2 seconds. Lyronix White now up to P3 and 4 after Recon's mistake. Sean is on the back of that as well. Uzi's getting quite close to Nexus Iceman at the end of the first sector. We're on lap 3 out of 28, and Jack leads 4/10 of a second from Spike at this stage. You're currently on board with Iceman and Uzi. Battle for 7th and 8th. Iceman on a set of softs, Uzi on a set of mediums. These tyres will be coming into operation and operating in a much better temperature. I would say around 6, maybe 7 laps into the race. The softs will try and last, I think, that amount of time before they really start going off the cliff here. Blistering may occur on the tyres on the soft compound, certainly. As, are we going to see a possible overtake for battle for the lead here? Jack, Spike, 4.5 separating running down the straight. DRS enabled this lap. He has got the ERS as well sewn up, and he has got double the amount compared to Jack, and he's going to launch it down the inside as he Spike. Half commitment there. Not going to go for the move. Could get him on the switchback. There's contact between the two. Contact between the two. I think Spike just overshot himself slightly there. Uzi in the background has gone past Iceman as well. And somebody's into the pits. We've got plenty into the pits. Somebody has gone off into the wall. Recon nearly going off there. We've got Spike, Lyronix, and Recon and Iceman all coming in as well. I think good strategy is being shown there. Jack potentially then could come in next lap around. Of course, it will depend on the individual driver. It is Jack now out in front, White in second, Sean only 7/10 off in third at this stage, Uzi in fourth, Cooper in fifth, Gort in sixth, then Crazy Legs in seventh, Plaster 8th, S. Graham 9th, Alan Kay in 10th at this stage. Everyone coming out the pits nicely. Spike out on a set of mediums, Lyronix, Maze and Recon. These guys are going to be all opting to go for a set of the medium compound of tyre, and Maze lets through Recon. No fuss there from the Dutchman to get the Brit. Recon through to P14. Of course, if he was held up there by Maze, who is struggling, you can really see the effects of the illness taking into effect here. It is a shame. I've got a battle though going on in behind. Fate, Iceman trying to attack on the back end, as there is a yellow flag, and it's Alan Kay in the middle sector. The Irishman off track, and that is a turn 8. Might have lost the back end through there. And he's going to let pretty much everyone through. He has let Spike and Lyronix through, and may hold up Recon here if judged too. But we have got battle for second. White in AI mode, coming out of AI mode. Sean got up the inside. He will have the move complete, I think. White late on the brakes. The position of the car, very nice indeed. Sean is up to second. We have lost the Gort from the race. He is desynced at the race, it seems, and disconnected at the race, it seems, which is a shame. White is into the pits. Jack is into the pits as well from the lead of the race. So we are seeing very early pit stops, even earlier than I was expecting here. But Jack is in. So is TTG White. Let's see what tyres they're going to opt for. It's a set of mediums for Jack. And is that a set of mediums for TTG White? Yes, it is. Set of mediums for White. So many going on for the medium compound of tyres. And we'll see how, in relation into this, where Spike is. There's Spike and there's Lyronix, and they're going to get out ahead. Spike and Lyronix are ahead of Jack. And they're ahead of White as well. And I think Recon might get him around the outside. He has. Recon's got him, and Alan Kay just coming in from things as well. White coming out the pits just in behind Recon. So a bit of a shake-up there in the order. So net P1 currently Spike, net P2 Lyronix, net P3 Jack, net P4 Recon, net P5 White, net P6 Iceman. As we see, yellow flag in sector 1. Is it Alan Kay again? Yes, it is. He is spun. We have got a battle going on. Well, it's between S-Graven and AI car at this stage. But finding his way through the traffic, Spike trying to get past George. This is at turns 9 and 10 at the double left-hander. Looking good. Could just outbreak himself completely here. Spike can go up the inside and George, no fuss there, gets up the inside. Spike is up to P8, but that's another bit of traffic completely and utterly done with. And now George is going to be holding up Lyronics. This is advantage now to Spike, as Lyronics will get George down the straight. And in fact, I think he's going to already have him here. George maybe just feathering off the throttle, realising now this is a battle that he doesn't want to be a part of. Jack is on the back end of him as well, trying to go for George. George breaks slightly. Is he going to get out of the way of the battle for the lead? Yes, he is. Jack's through on George as well. No nonsense approach being taken there by George, which is good to see. Mrs. D-Sing causing all sorts of havoc. Gort is into the pits in AI, of course. Lyronic sets the new fastest lap of the race with a 1:35.5. That is roughly 4.5 seconds off what we saw in qualifying, of course, as that Recon, in fact, just responds with a 35 flat. But net battle for P1 going on. It's coming in the battle for 8th and 9th. It is between Spike and Lyronics. It's down the battle for 7th, I should say. Spike and Lyronics, 4 tenths separating. Jack just a little way off, 8 tenths off at this stage. And then we've got Recon and White around about 3, maybe 4 seconds off, which is a shame to see, but they've really been caught out by going a lap sooner, by less than a lap longer, in fact, on the tyres. That really does sadly affect some of the racing here. But Cooper's right on the back of Uzi. This is for second place currently. Cooper on a set of hards, Uzi on a set of mediums. It should be, I think, going into a one-way street here, to be honest. I think Cooper will get passed down the straight. He's going to take the outside line. He's going to have to be brave all the way around the outside. Uzi all the way around the outside. Cooper gets him. Cooper up to P2 on Uzi. Great move. Around the outside of turn 14, that was the hairpin. Lap 7 out of 28. We have a quarter distance here of this 50% race, and Sean leads the way by 5 seconds. Cooper in second, but Uzi attacking him down the inside into turn 1. Uzi, the Scotsman, puts that to Russell's nose up the inside and repays the favour back on Cooper. That is a bold and brave move from Uzi, and he gets the move done. So Uzi back on Cooper, and he's now back up into second place. Cooper in behind. Crazy Legs can catch up to this as well if these two really start battling. Let's go on board with Cooper then at the end of sector 1. 4 tenths off his personal best at this stage. But Uzi hanging on. Of course, the mediums and the hards will be operating at a much better temperature compared to normal, as we see Jack and Lyronics trying to get Jack up the inside. 3 wide out of turn 5. Oh my god. Out of turn 6, I should say, and no nonsense approach being taken there by S. Graham, getting out of the way. Doesn't want to be involved in that, but great racing. Lyronics tried to see the move up the inside of Jack when S. Graham was holding them up. Bit of a bold move, if I've got to be honest, but this is, of course, not for the net battle for the lead, so let's ride on board with this. It's Jack and Lyronics. Spike just in behind, 4.5 tenths off at this stage. You tune in, if you're just tuning in, we are on, approaching lap 8 out of 28 here in TTL F1 Season 14 Round 2 at the Chinese Grand Prix at the Shanghai International Circuit. I'm James Head 14, your solo commentator for tonight. It's Sean out in front from Uzi and Cooper, but plenty of drivers have made their pit stops already. Spike trying to get on the back end of Lyronics running down the straight. This is the current net battle for the lead, as I say. Jack defending up well, and just looks like he's got a little bit more temperature into those tyres and just begins to eke away slightly from Lyronics, who has a much better approach. We've got round 2 again between Uzi and Cooper. Cooper around the outside of turn 2, gets the move done, has he? He's got the inside into turn 3, gets the move done. Cooper, beautiful move down the inside. Uzi's coming back at him. This is great racing. You don't see this in other leagues, to be honest, but Cooper and Uzi going great guns at this stage, and Uzi trying to go around the outside now of Cooper. Could go up for it on the switchback. Toro Rosso man is aware of the danger, and Cooper defends that well on the set of hards, and he could try and eke and pull away through this middle sector. It is a very technical middle sector, and off the camber of the corner there, Uzi just running completely out wide. It is going to set him up poorly for turn 8, and that was proven there. He's just lost a little bit more time with turns 9 and 10. Might be just overtaking the throttle a little bit too much at this stage. Jack, in the meantime, is trying to get past Plaster. A little bit of traffic in his way for Jack. Just runs slightly wide at turn 10. Similar line being approached there by Lyronix in the background as well. But Sean leading the way, 5.9 seconds. All that battling between Cooper and Uzi, it's really let him pull away and just getting a little bit more of an advantage. So around a second advantage. They come out at turn 13, and here we go. We are going to see a battle, and that battle to lead. Here comes Lyronix. It's going to be 3 wide down the straight. 3 wide down the straight. Lyronix is up the inside. Jack's on the outside line as well. Plaster's right in there. Spike's trying to make a 4 wide down the straight. Lyronix, has he pulled this off? He's totally outbroke himself though. Jack's going to get the switch back. Jack gets the switch back and gets the move done. Keeps the net lead of the race somehow alive. Spike is through on Plaster as well in the meantime. Plenty moves to go up on board. That is lap 9 out of 28 now, and Jack being hounded by the Force India driver. Lyronix trying to go all the way around the outside of turn 1 and 2. This is brave stuff. Very brave stuff from the German. Trying to go around the outside, not quite. Not quite. Recon gets past Plaster in the meantime around the outside of turn 2 as well. It's all kicking off here in TTL F1. I hope I'm going to have a voice to save from the end of this race. Wow. Unbelievable stuff. Jack, 3/10 leading Lyronix at this stage. Spike, the net battle for the lead is separated. Don't adjust your screens. Is separated by 8/10 per second at this stage. And now Recon is through on Plaster. No traffic ahead of him. He can now get his hands dirty and put himself into this battle as well. And Recon has got the pace, and he is closing in on Spike. Now down to 9/10. That gap has reduced by around 3/10 of a second so far this lap. Lyronix in the meantime, just having a look a bit more of a technical outlook on him currently. He has got that ERS up at 80% compared to Jack ahead of him, who's only on 24%. I would say it's game on for Lyronix as Crazy Legs goes past Uzi down the straight as well. Lyronix trying to close in. I don't think he's close enough for a move. Is he going to go around the outside of turn 14? Good defensive line being taken there by Jack, and holds on to the position. The Mercedes holds up that racing point for now, as Lyronix is surely not going to try around the outside. We catch back on board with him as well. Spike in the back of all of this as well. We'll see it from his point of view. Going down into turn 1. Lyronix trying to go all the way around the outside again on Jack. He's got the car ahead this time. But the camera on the corner is going to help Jack on the inside line, and Jack again just pushes Lyronix out wide, slightly onto the grass. He's still there. There's a little bit of contact. Still great racing between both of them. Lyronix trying to pull off the move at turn 4. Has he got the move done? He's got the car ahead slightly. Jack is on the inside line now, down into turn 6 at the end of sector 1. Lyronix just completely breaks himself, gets caught on the curb there, Jack as well, and Lyronix has got that move done. Lyronix is ahead of Jack, and that is for the net lead of the race. Lyronix ahead of Jack. Thrilling action here in TTL F1. This is fantastic stuff from every single driver that is competing in this race so far, and fantastic for these four to be battling. Lyronix, Jack, Spike, Recon, all separated by less. In fact, it's around 1.2 seconds at this stage as Jack tries to go on Lyronix again, but again a defensive line being taken by the German and holds it up for now. This is why Lyronix is captain of the TTG F1 squad, and I'll tell you what, Jack is giving him something to think about here. Spike and Recon in the background. Are we going to see plenty of moves once again? Jack closing in on Lyronix. He's going to have it on the inside line, not going to go for the move. Spike nearly into the back of Jack. Whoa. Bit of a hair-in-mouth moment there for Spike, nearly into the back of his teammate once again. They made a little bit of contact early on in the race, if you remember. Lap 11 out of 28. Cooper leads. We have got... Is that Lyronix on Crazy Legs in the foreground of shot? It is, and that is Jack on the back of Lyronix as well. Struggling to keep up. I'm trying to give you as much action as possible. Recon is up the inside of Spike at turn 2. Just forces the issue slightly. But Spike's back down his inside, and Spike forces him out on the camber of the corner and keeps that position, I think. He does. Spike is ahead of Recon. Once again, great action though. Recon, is he going to think about it? Down, late on the brakes, down the inside at turn 6. Spike will have to switch back. It's going to be side by side through turn 7. Watch out for this, because this is going to be heartbreaking stuff for somebody And just the camber of the corner puts into play there. Spike just hanging off the camber of the corner, and Recon is now ahead. So he's up to P7 for sure. Oh, unbelievable stuff. Try and come up for breath if you can. Sean is on the back of Iceman as well. This is through sector 2. This is going through turn 8. Round the outside of turn 9 and 10. Sean, brave stuff. Brilliant move. What a move. What a move by Sean. He's just came out the pits and he's done Iceman around the outside of turn 10. Very tricky place to overtake at the best of times. And Sean has just made that look completely and utterly easy. Brilliant move, round the outside. Fantastic stuff. Absolutely phenomenal driving here tonight in TTL F1. Everyone deserves a credit in this race. Oh, right, try and come up for breath once again. It's Cooper, 4.2 seconds out in front on lap 12. Crazy Legs has defended off Uzi, 5-10 separating, but he is now holding up in turn that big train, including the net battle for the lead, which is Lyronix, Jack, Recon, Spike, and TTG White is on the back there as well. It could be developing into a 5-way battle, possibly, for the win as Mays comes into the pits. That is sadly a desync still. Lyronix trying to get on Uzi. It is going to... Oh, a little bit of a Constantina effect. Luckily, no front wing flying there from anyone. And is that rain? It is raining. It's raining out on track. Uzi's run wide. Went way wide. He's off track. Has he got a puncture on the rear? Let's have a look. That's very uncharacteristic for the car to do that, to be honest. Let's just have a look if the camera angle does give us it. Do we see a puncture for Uzi? I think it was just losing the back end. He just purely lost the back end. Look at the train. Look at the train, but it has started raining out on track. This could be very interesting. This could be similar to TTL F2 conditions we're going to see here. It's still currently dry, so don't come in for inters if you are watching the stream. But Lyronix going to get past Crazy Legs. Jack's going to make it 3 wide. Jack's got them both as he down the inside. Oh my God. Recon trying to get the move. Jack totally outdoes himself, and Lyronix and Lyronix and Recon are through. 2 positions lost there for Jack. He was in the net lead. He's now into the net P3. Recon trying to go around the outside on Lyronix. I think he's got the move done into turn 1. He does. He turns it nicely into turn 1 and will have the inside line. Jack's trying to get up the back end of Lyronix as well. Tell you what, he doesn't see this in FRL or anything. Recon is ahead of Lyronix and he's now in the net lead of the race, and he should begin to pull away soon. I would imagine. Rain's starting to fall here in China. We are approaching the halfway stage. Lyronix nearly outbraking himself. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. Is that Alan K? Yes, it is. Spray already being kicked up out on track, in fact, which could be very costly for some of these guys. Spray being kicked up on track. Alan K on a set of mediums there. And that, I think, was through the first sector, in fact. That was getting picked up. Oh, right, try and come up for breath again. I will try and calm down a little bit with my commentary. But Jack is through on Lyronix. Jack through on Lyronix. So Lyronix completely and utterly... I don't know what happened there. I missed that. I was too busy looking down at the comment section. I do apologise. I've totally missed that. I'm going to go back on stream and see this. Oh, there's TTG White getting involved. Where's he came from? He's down the inside of Jack, and Jack is losing out on all sorts of positions here tonight. Oh, right, let's go back on what we saw there with Jack and Lyronix. Was it a pure miscommunication from Lyronix on the brakes? Let's just have a look. Jack is 3.5 tenths off him. Sticking to his line. Oh, and Jack has tried it down the inside. He's tried a bit of a move, and I think that's why we saw him let Lyronix back through. And I think that's fair play to him if he did do that. Fair play to him. Good sportsmanship being shown by Jack. So that was a little bit of a backwards replay there going on. But Cooper leads. Halfway stage, Cooper leads. The rain is falling out on track. 4.2 seconds the gap to Recon, who is currently in the net lead of this race. And I hope you're all keeping up with this. And I'm trying to give you as much action as possible here. So it is, however, just spreading itself out a little bit wide, just getting caught on the curb slightly at turn 10. Could have been a bit of a mismatch move there, to be honest. And White again runs wide. Jack could have him down the inside of turn 12 and 13. This is turn 13. Down the inside, Jack side by side with White. White holds on just about hold on to the position out on track, as we're going to see Jack past him. Jack has passed White. White is going to try it down the inside, but Jack is through. And Jack is through on White, but locks up at the hairpin. White just gets caught on the back end slightly. I'm not sure if that was a bit of a slide or if that was White possibly just following the throttle slightly. Spike is attacking the back end of Crazy Legs as well. He's run wide. Crazy Legs has run out wide. And now Spray, not visible, I don't think, at this stage. Oh yeah, it is actually. The spray is being kicked up. The track getting a lot more greasy as we see Spike up the inside of Crazy Legs at turn 1 and 2. Gets the move done. He's up to P6. But fantastic action holding on out on track. We're lap 15 out of 28, I should say. So I was trying to say it. Yellow flag in sector 2. Is that Alan Kay? Yes. I just immediately know now that it's Alan Kay going for the spin. Could be anyone, but I don't know why I imagine it could be Alan Kay. We have got a yellow flag in sector 2 and sector 3 as well. Plaster off track. I think he hasn't came out of the pits. I'm not sure what happened there between him and Iceman, but Iceman is through anyways. Bit of a spin possibly from Plaster. He's down to P11 now. Of course, Maze is desync completely and utterly going wrong in this race. Ooh, come on board with White, and White totally outbricked himself at turn 11. That is at the left-hander. Everyone feathering the throttle. It's soon to be intermediate conditions. We're going to see a battle down the straight, however, though, in the meantime, Recon and Ironics, it's the Dutchman against the German. And there's Cooper ahead as well. Cooper is ahead of this as well, and Ironics has got him. Ironics gets Recon, but Cooper going off track. Recon going for a bit of a half spin. Is Cooper going to try and come into the pits here? Be fair stuff. Everyone coming into the pits. Ironics has run out wide. Recon running out wide. Goodness me. Game of cat and mouse coming into the pits there. White is in. Jack is in. Have we had the commitment for intermediate tyres? I haven't seen it come up on my screen. Ironics is in. Everyone coming in. And yeah, intermediates. Intermediate compound of tyres. Recon is out on a set of mediums. He has totally messed up that strategy. He has totally messed that up. Sean is ahead of this battle, by the way, which is now for the net lead. And in fact, no, I can't. Sean has just not undercut everyone else. It is now wet conditions, and Sean is going to prove that. The price to pay is probably trying to force Ironics. He can't really control the car in this. Ironics is through then on Sean. Up 16 out of 28. The lap times will be falling off. Mays 10-second time penalty. What's he been doing? I think that was a corner cut. Clear corner cut. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. Recon is right on the back of Sean. Mediums against hards, but it's still going to be intermediates. Really, that's going to be the name of the game. Because here comes White on the back of Recon. Recon defending it nicely, but there we go. White down the inside line, gets the move. No battle back from Recon. Jack is through on Sean as well, and Jack is right on the back. Oh my god! Jesus Christ, epilepsy being occurred there. I'm so sorry if anybody has had to witness that. That is absolutely terrible. Jack outbricks himself completely. Recon outbricks himself completely as well. I do apologise if anybody has had to witness that. That is just absolutely terrible what has been witnessed there. But on the plus side, there is now at least a gap being filled. Clear desync being occurred there. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. Is it Alan Kay? Maybe. Into the pits comes Cooper, into the pits comes Spike, but it is Ironics now leading this race. Everything has spread out nicely. which is good for me because I can catch my breath a bit. Lyronix in front, White in second, Jack in third at this stage. And then it is Recon in fourth. He's still staying out there. Is Recon still staying out there? Does he realise that it's intermediates? Cooper out, Spike out, Sean is into the pits as well. There is Crazy Legs. He's going to be getting on Recon. This is going to be a really good result from him. And just to put on the plus side, guys, everyone is still going in this race. Every single driver, apart from the GOAT, who has gone into AI, everyone else is still going in this race. Oh, Spike on the back of Cooper. Cooper runs it slightly out wide. Spike then round the outside at turn 7. This is going to be brave stuff if he does this. Round the outside, gets the move done. That mistake costly for Cooper. And Spike is through when he's up to P6. Recon down to P5 as well. Crazy Legs is through on him. There is the Sauber, proverbial Sauber, getting in the way as well. Alan Kay going to be letting through, guys. There he is. There's Spike and there's Cooper. Cooper just getting a little bit of time. A little bit of a sideways movement there for Spike. Very late on the brakes. Doesn't want to be committing himself. You have got to use your wet line braking points here. You do not want to be using your dry line braking points, as I've been seeing with a few drivers out on track. In the meantime, Iceman, Plaster and Fate. This is further down, but the closest battle out on track is Iceman. Fate pulls it off down the inside. Good move by the Portuguese man. A little bit of contact made, but not enough to force position, really. Good move by Fate. Clearly handling conditions better than Plaster. And he is up into P12. Portuguese man probably getting a few comments now coming through saying, great move. Great move indeed. And again, apologies about the Maze desync that is going on. Clearly that was the cause of the slowness from going between qualifying and the formation lap. Spike is through on Recon. Recon having no clue here what to do in these conditions. It is intermediate conditions and he's out on mediums. It doesn't take a mind reader really to work out what tyre you've got to be on. Everyone bar him, bar Recon. That is Alan Kay getting out of the way. I thought somebody going off track. Alan Kay gets out of the way. There is Maze, completely desynced. There's the red X on his name, so we can't see TTG Maze out on track. So it is his car going round. It'll be different to him, but on my screen, as there we go, TTG White makes his mistake. Finally makes his mistake. It was coming. He's going to be making more of that as well. Wet line beginning to form. Spray being kicked off left, right and centre. George is on the back of Gort in the meantime. This is an AI battle really. Gort holding on to that for now. But Lyronix 2.7 seconds out in front, lap 19 out of 28. We have got 10 more laps to go. And Lyronix currently leads the way. 2.8 seconds. That gap just extended a little bit. Second is TTG White and third is Jack. Doing a good job. Crazy Legs in fourth, Spike in fifth, Cooper in sixth. There is a yellow flag in sector 2. It's not Recon. Is it Alan Kay? No, it's not Alan Kay either. But there is yellow flags there. And I'm not sure who it was. Not sure at all who it was. Was it Plaster maybe? Ah, I think it might have been Plaster. Yeah, I think it might have been Plaster. Just looking at the timings, yeah, that has definitely changed quite a lot. But Lyronix lead, 3.2 seconds, looking good at this stage, the German driver. White in second, Jack in third, there is a yellow flag in sector 2. George, I think, getting out of the way. I think that is of the leader, that is Lyronix just coming through screenshot, yes it is. And George gets out of the way completely, and I don't think he's going to be putting up a fight with anyone else as well. Yeah, he's not going to be putting up a fight at all here. Which is good. But Lyronix 3.5 seconds out in front. White in second, Jack in third. I'm just going to keep on repeating myself because there's nothing really going on out on track. Closest battle is Iceman and Fate. Got bored with this actually. Iceman and Fate are separated by around a second out on track. There is a yellow flag in sector 2 and sector 3. And again, I think it is possibly Plaster. Recon has finally come into the pits, by the way. Recon has finally come into the pits for a set of inters. Hopefully his stream was not running late and not listening to me. You do not want to be listening to me. Listen to your engineer rather than listen to somebody that has no clue over strategy at all. Oh, Stephen just coming into the comment section saying, go on, James. Hopefully you are enjoying the action. Catch back up on it after the race. But we have got 9 more laps to go, and Ironics is out in front. From White in second, Jack in third. And there is White just going through the AI car of the GOAT. Returning driver. Sad about his disconnect early on from the race. But looking good at the stage. But Ironics just running out slightly wide. Possibly. I'm not sure actually if Maze is running in 7th place. Maze, I think, is running in 7th place because that's where it's now popping up. There's Sean. That would make sense if that's the case. There's been a bit of a desync here. Just to pick up on anybody that is tuning in, there is a desync that has occurred. It's with Maze. I think he's in 7th place at this stage. I could be completely wrong. We could be, as Alan K is off track, he's just been overtaken now by Maze, on my screen anyways. But take that as you will. We'll hopefully get the best results soon, because I think that disconnect was probably, the desync was probably caused by the slowness into the lobby, possibly caused by Charlie disconnecting in qualifying. That's how I would imagine it to be. But there's our leader. There is Lyronix, the German, out in front, TTG F1 squad captain, main squad captain I should say, not academy squad captain. And of course, TTL F1 and TTL F2 are going to be big indicators for me to approach drivers from these leagues to represent us in the academy moving forward into the mini league. As you can see, my voice is quite clearly going. I wish I had a co-commentator with me at this stage. It's not great. But Ironics leads, 4.2 seconds. White in second, Jack in third. Battle for 9th, what we think is 9th. It's Fate. Oh, beautiful sideways drift there from Alan K. 10 points there for Alan K. But just that drift in the background, that was absolutely brilliant. Uzi has been overtaken, I think. He's been overtaken. I'm not sure if he's been overtaken, but Faye is well on the back of Iceman in the meantime. Coming through the final corner now. Spray really being kicked up, and in fact, Fate is going to have Iceman, I think, here. Is he going to try around the outside of turn 1? Runs in the slipstream. Will have to go all the way around the outside, the Portuguese man. On the brakes, all the way around the outside. Fate has got him. Great move. Round the outside in very difficult and changing conditions. Fate has got the move round the outside, and Iceman, and he's up into P9. Great move. Very good move. And we're seeing a battle for fourth developing as well. Crazy Legs struggling with the pace is now getting hounded by Spike, who has pulled in turn 5 seconds clear of LR Cooper. Livid Racing Cooper, of course, head of the academy for Livid Academy, Livid Motorsport Academy. But we are seeing side-by-side action here. That is a terrible camera angle to come on board. Let's go back on board with TV4. There's Crazy Legs. There is Spike on his inside. We should get the camera angle. Crazy Legs just moving across slightly on Spike, but enough to defend the position, and Spike has got that move done, and he's up to P4 is Spike. Not his race at all here, Spike. Let me take you through the penalty scenario at this stage. I do like to do this in my commentaries. Lyronix with a warning. White with 2 warnings. No penalties for the top 2. Jack with 2 warnings. Spike with 2 warnings. Plenty of 2 warnings being picked up here. Crazy Legs with nothing. Good to see. LR Cooper with 2 warnings. Sean with nothing. Uzi with 1 warning. As we have seen, that's Maze changing position. Fate has got 1 warning. Iceman has got nothing. Recon has got nothing. Totally outdoing himself on the mediums. Oh, and he's retired! Recon has retired! What has happened there? What has happened there? And what on earth? I miss! The best part on the rest. Maze has gone into a set of softs. Uzi is into the pit. It's suddenly dry all of a sudden. This is why you shouldn't go off and check the penalties. Because anything can happen. Uzi just held up slightly there by Iceman in the pits. Not dry enough yet. There is still spray being kicked off the tyres. So there's not enough yet, I don't think, for DRS to be enabled. But saying that, it's just been enabled. DRS being enabled. This race gets madder and madder. I think we've just seen Maze have a bit of a spin there, have we? Yeah, his car's completely desynced, isn't it? Totally forgot on that. But his car's in for a set of softs anyway, so Lyronix is in, White's in, Jack's in, top three are in, Lyronix is in, there's S. Graham as well in, Force India coming out of the pits first. S. Graham jumps out ahead of Lyronix. That's going to be quite painful for Lyronix. He's on a set of softs, he can go to the end on these. Well, in fact, all of these guys can go to the end on no matter what tyre they choose. And S. Graham, fair play, lets Lyronix through. Good sportsmanship shown there by the back marker. The Scotsman in 12th place at this stage. Crazy Legs and Spike into the pits as well. White is on a set of mediums. Obviously, there will be a much better durable tyre currently on this stint, but it is just going to get quicker and quicker out on track. So I think soft's definitely the way to go coming out, because there's only limited running left. There's only 6 laps left, including this one that we're on. 23 out of 28, Lyronix leads. White in second, Jack in third, Spike in fourth, Crazy Legs in fifth. Everyone else is into the bits. Cooper is out in sixth, 4.1 seconds off. Sean in seventh, Fate in eighth. Mace, I do believe, is in P12. We'll have that confirmed coming into the race from his perspective. He's probably driving around in first place for all we know. Sean is in, Fate's in. Everyone listening to me, I think, is Uzi is going to be out ahead of these two. So Uzi has got Iceman and Fate. That's good to see. So Sean jumps up to 7th place there. It's all gone a little bit too boring now, I think. We want to see action. We want to see pace. We want to see clean and competitive racing. That first half of the race makes way for a dull and boring second half, I think. Lyronix is out in front, 6.8 seconds the gap. White in second, Jack in third. And then we've got Spike and Crazy Legs 4th and 5th at this stage. I am just going to send out a message to somebody, by the way, so I will be 2 minutes or so regarding this message. Oh, there we go. Message has been sent to somebody there. That's good stuff. Lyronix, White, Jack, top 3 at this stage, and I don't think anything is going to be changing regarding that. There is a yellow flag in sector 2, and he's beached. He is beached. The Irishman, Alan Kay, beached in the gravel. He's got out eventually. Is that the leader coming through? It is. That's the leader coming through. Alan Kay has now been lapped twice, I do believe, out on track. But ironic, soft compound of tyres getting up to temperature, pulling away further. Medium compound of tyres wrong. Alan Kay is round in the background again, which is unfortunate to see. And a VSC has been deployed as a result. And Alan Kay retires. Alan Kay retires. Don't think he's going to go further forward in that. But a VSC out with 5 laps to go. So this has brought a race neutralisation, really. But Lyronix is out in front. White is in second, and Jack currently in third at this stage. Oh, Lyronix leading, White second, and Jack in third. And I have just got a message, by the way, from somebody trying to sculpt me for ILR. I will get back to that person in the meantime. VSC has ended. And Lyronix leads by 9.5 seconds. Lap times will be getting quicker and quicker. Hopefully everyone is still enjoying this action out on track. I will be very hopeful and privileged to commentate on this once again. Recon saying, I hate the game. It said it would be dry after 5 minutes, but no, this game is trash. That's why I went on medium, says Recon. Maybe in that case you should have been listening to me on the stream. But then again, connection and all of that. comes into play. Is there a seat left? You can sign up. You can message TTG Mays or TTG Alan K. There are their PSN names on the bottom, 15th and 16th, as you see on your screen. There is definitely seats available. I'm not sure if it'll be available for TTL F1, but certainly for TTL F2, I think there's 2 or 3 available for that, which would be very interesting to see. And I am just gathering through some of my messages at this stage. But looking good. Lyronix 9.5 seconds out in front. Nothing really to commentate on at this stage. And that is McLaren getting out of the way. That's Plaster getting out of the way of the leader. Yellow flag in sector 3. That's what it was for. Nothing too serious. Lyronix through the final corner. Lap 26 out of 28 and on his way to a second victory out on track. Of course, took in the victory last time out. And I think that was fastest lap of the race from Lyronix. Let's just check and make sure that was the case. I've got the wrong thing up. There we go. 34.6 to Lyronix. 34.8, however, for White on a set of mediums. Lyronix only going to be getting quicker and quicker. So I think the fastest lap point is going to be going his way. That is Maze's AI car hanging out of the way. Will Lyronix see him out on track? I dare not view this, to be honest, because of the connection issues that we've been having with him. And there we go. Lyronix is through. Takes the inside line. No nonsense there at all. No nonsense there. Lyronix is through. But White in second, Jack in third. Nothing really happening further down the field, as I say. Uzi and Iceman a second off at this stage. Lap 8. They're in 8th and 9th at this stage. Iceman on his return doing a good job. But yeah, there's nothing really much happening out on track, I'm afraid to say. So I'm just going to attend to this message again. Right, Lyronix 11.8 seconds out in front, lap 27 out of 28. We are nearly there, guys. We are nearly there. Coming through turns 1 and 2 now, Lyronix. That gap between Uzi and Iceman has really stabilised with a second at this stage. Ooh! Something very interesting is just there's going to be a new Top Gun releasing. Oh, that's very interesting. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff indeed. But looking good at this stage for Lyronix. 12.2 seconds out in front. There's nothing really else to commentate on his pure great drive. We're going to have a check on the comments. We have got a bit of a battle developing though. I did say Iceman and Uzi was finished with. It's not. It's only just beginning. Right at the end of the race, sadly. It's only just beginning out on track. I could have won the race. I was absolutely kicking myself, says Recon. I was kicking myself for you as well, Recon. I want F1 though. I'm too quick for F2. Ask Ivan, I mean Expert. Are you too quick? We'll have to find out. Hopefully there'll be some sort of evaluation testing out new drivers. And of course, I will come on to this at the end of the stream as well regarding something that has been announced today. On the feature of TTG Project Cars, and I will come on to that at the end of the stream. So if you are interested, and you might have seen as we start the final lap of the race, and it's Lyronix leading by 10.9 seconds out on track. There was a yellow flag in sector 1 and sector 2. It can't be Alan K this time, and it's nobody. There he is. It's Sean. The yellow flag in sector 1 and sector 2. That was through turn 8. And there's Uzi and Iceman. That's developed into a three-way battle now. So Sean really affecting. But back on board with Lyronix in the meantime. Through the first sector he comes. And it's looking good for him at this stage. But Iceman right on the back of Uzi. The Brit on the back of the Scotsman. Looking good. And are we going to see a move for Iceman? He should be running in the slipstream. He's not running in the slipstream. He's got Sean now. Around the outside goes Iceman. On the brakes. Just turns in slightly. Forces Uzi across. Luckily that's just a warning. And a fair play to him. Gives up the position. Yeah. Realised that was a bit of an unfair piece of driving. But good stuff there by Iceman to just show a good bit of sportsmanship there. We have got Lyronics coming through the final sector now, which would be fantastic. But Lyronics coming through turn 14 finally. And now, weaving, Lyronics round the final corner. The German is going to pick up. It's 2 out of 2. The captain of the TTG F1 squad has taken the win here in China. A great dominant drive from him. White in second. TTL F2 winner was runner-up this time. TTL F2 winner, I should say, in China. Jack across the line in third. Picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is unfortunate. It wouldn't have mattered anyways with the penalties. Spike is going to be coming across the line in fourth. However, we've got Iceman and Uzi again. Let's watch this. Coming towards the end of the race. Let's watch this indeed. Spike across the line in fourth. Iceman takes the deeper line through turn 13. Uzi wide out. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Potentially could have been a little bit of contact there. As Iceman down the inside on Uzi, he should have the straight line speed, and Uzi gives up. Uzi gives up the goal, so Iceman is through. He's up to P8 very late on. Cooper across the line in fifth. Crazy Legs across the line in sixth. There is Sean after a spin. He's going to be coming across the line in seventh. We'll get reaction from the drivers coming soon because it's coming through thick and fast. Iceman across the line in eighth. Uzi in ninth. I'm only waiting on Fate to come across the line, and he is running down the straight now to finish up in turn 10. In P10, I should say. 15 finishes at the end. Alan Kay and Recon sadly out of the race during the race, which was a shame. But the Portuguese man now around the final corner, and it's going to be Fate across the line to finish in P10. The performance from Fate. So we'll give you a rundown of the full running grid very, very shortly. But before then, it is the podium celebrations. And there we go. Here is the podium celebrations. Lyronics to the top step of the podium. White finishing in second and Jack finishing in third. Good performances from all three. Very dominant drives from all three of them. But fantastic action, especially in the first half of the race. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from them. Brilliant stuff from every single driver out on track, no matter if they didn't have a battle or not. Great driving, clean racing, that's what we like to see in TTL F1 moving forward as the season progresses. Round 3 of the championship, of course, next week. I think Kieran McGinley will be in for that. Lyronics then takes the win at the Shanghai International Circuit in the Chinese Grand Prix. White has finished runner-up this time, took the win in TTL F2. Jack has finished in third with a 3-second time penalty. Same with Spike, the two Mercedes. First and second, ending up third and fourth. Cooper ending up in fifth. Crazy Legs gets my driver of the day, however. 18th to 6th. Good strategy in the second half. Really good. Doesn't have the pace. If he can get the pace, he's going to be good going forward. Iceman, Uzi, Sean and Fate round off the top 10. Plaster, S. Graham, Gort, George and Mays all lapped. Alan Kay and Recon sadly DNFing. And there we have it. There's the rundown of the field. So let me bring you then the next bit of news that we have got, and it is concerning TTG Project Cars. I am very thrilled to announce that I'm going to be commentating on another season of TTG Project Cars. I hardly suspected that it was going to be unlikely that I was going to participate and commentate in the racing. But very kindly, the time is getting put back to 8:30. It's going to be a new time of 8:30. Sign-ups have opened today, so if you are wanting to get interested, follow at TT_PCars. That is at TT_PCars, and DM the account to register your attendance. And there's also a few rules and regulations on the forum. Have a look at their latest tweet and make sure you retweet it. If you have any friends that you want to join Project Cars 2, and if you want to join them and they do as well, get involved, because I couldn't recommend a better league on Project Cars 2 than the Renault RS1 series for Season 3. So that'll be very good stuff. And that, of course, is being run by TTG Andy, which is fantastic stuff. But from me, that is all you're going to get from me tonight, sadly. What a crazy race once again. Don't have a look at my career mode. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, it might be tomorrow. I might be on commentary tomorrow for TTL FL. If not, hopefully we will see you around very soon. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.